Hello everybody, and very good morning, afternoon, or evening. I really don't know what time you're watching this, but we're going to take a look at the present progressive tense. Now, the present progressive has another name, and it's called present continuous. Now let's dig in. Over here, we have a bunch of ladies, and they're doing something. Now my question is, what are they doing? You may answer, they are playing soccer. Now they are playing soccer, that is the present continuous or present progressive. Good, moving on now to the next one. Now here we have a picture of a guy, and my question is, what is he doing? The answer is, he's eating a hamburger, or a burger in this case. Over here we have a cute puppy. Now my question is, again, what is it doing? You may answer, it's sleeping. All right, now we've seen three different examples of how we make sentences in the present progressive. However, let's have a deeper look at it. Check it out. This is the use. This is how we use the present progressive. Okay? Now, we use it to talk about actions happening at the moment of speaking. Okay, so it's not obviously referring to the past, it's not referring to the future, it's things that are happening at the moment of speaking. Let's take a look at this timeline. Okay, timelines obviously have a past component, they have a future component, and also the present. Now, don't be fooled by the name present progressive, because sometimes grammatical terms or grammatical tenses, they tend to have names that don't really represent the time they are referring to. For example, the present progressive indeed talks about the present. However, the present perfect normally talks about the past. So, don't be fooled by the names. In this case, take it literal, all right? It's present progressive refers to the present. Things happening at the moment of speaking. Now, as with all the things, normally most tenses in English, they do have three different forms to make them. All right? We got affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Let's take a look at the affirmative form. All right. In this example, I am reading a book. Now notice that we have the subject with I, the verb be with am, the gerund with reading, and a book is the complement. Now, gerund, people, we are referring to verbs with ing ending, right? So if a verb ends with an ing, that means it's a gerund. So have that in mind, because we're always going to use the verb be and always going to use the gerund when we are using the present continuous or the present progressive. In this case, subject, the verb be, gerund, and complement. I am reading a book. That is the affirmative form. Now, the way to make negative examples is like this one. In this case, I'm not feeling happy, as you can see in the picture. Now, I'm not feeling happy is formed with the subject, the verb be, not, gerund, and the complement. So the only difference between affirmative and negative is the inclusion of the word not. You see it right here. The word not is right here, and that is the only difference between the affirmative and the negative forms. Moving on now to the last one, it's the interrogative form. Now in this case I didn't use a picture of myself, but it's still cute. Alright, now my question is she watching TV? You can answer, yes she is, no she isn't. Obviously, by the information we can gather from this picture, we know she's not watching TV. So, is she watching TV? That is formed with the verb be, the subject, gerund, complement, and the very important, always important question mark. Don't forget to write it. Obviously, when you're speaking, you don't need it, but when you write questions, a question mark should always be there. Now, one more time. This time we are not starting with the subject. We are starting with the verb be, which is. Remember, the verb be takes 3 different forms when used in sentences. They depend on the subject. In this case, we use is because she requires the verb be to have this form, is. Now, if we use we, then I should right over here are. If we're using I, then we change it to am. Right? In this case, let's just leave it with she and use is. Is she watching TV? The answer obviously is yes or no. Yes, she is. No, she's not. Well, thank you very much for watching, people, and I will see you next time. Hopefully you had a great time. Bye-bye.